Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw results, superstar spoilers, birthdays. But first, Jesse Ventura was sworn in as governor of Minnesota on January 4th, 1999. Happy birthday to Jim Powers, a.k.a. James Manley, turned 58 years old today. Hall of Famer Jim Ross, good old JR, turned 64 on Sunday. Condolences on his beloved Oklahoma Sooners losing on New Year's Eve. Former valet Precious, aka Patty Williams, turned 61 on Friday. She married Jimmy Jam Garvin in 1972, and they have two children together. Kimberly Page turned 46, former wife of Diamond Dallas Page. Her birthday was on Friday. Hall of Famer Jimmy Hart turned 72 on Friday. Rodney Lionheart of the Mean Street Posse celebrated his 45th birthday on Friday. Some nude photos of NXT diva Dana Brooke have leaked online this past week through a Twitter account that specializes in erotic photos of female wrestlers involved in professional wrestling industry. I'll show a brief photo of it behind me there. Brooke has a unique sparrow-like tattoo on her butt, and it is visible in photos of her participating in fitness competitions. One of the nude selfie photos that she took of herself shows off the very same tattoo, but in this picture there, you can't actually see the tattoo. Also, the cover of her phone in the photos can be matched in a selfie where she is clothed. Brooke's face is visible in other leaked photos. A bathroom selfie revealing her buttocks with her unique tattoo only partially visible. If there's any nipples shown, you can't see it because it's not on there. However, you can do a search for it yourself on the diva on Twitter to find them. During a recent interview with Wrestling Inc., the Pope, who also worked for WWE under the name Elijah Burke, revealed that he was in talks with WWE in returning. Burke said he talked to WWE officials about working as a commentator, but had since there was no deal made, he went back with TNA. And there was some talks with E from WWE. It didn't flourish as fast or as quick as he hoped to be. There was contact made with Triple H. I spoke to higher ups in the company as well. He continued in the end to the opportunity for the commentary job opened up. It was more of a wait and see type of thing with WWE at the time. TNA offered the opportunity, and it fit for me at the time in his career. And you can see it at the link. There, I'll post it through the whole thing there. Terrell posted on YouTube that she has parted ways with TNA. And you can see in this clip here on the video, which can be seen, Terrell says that there are no hard feelings between herself and the company. They're an amazing company. I've had made some incredible friends. I hope you guys continue to tune in, as Terrell said in the video. TNA announced that the beautiful people would be wrestling the Dollhouse on Impact for tomorrow night's live show on January 5th. And I'll show you a picture of that behind me as well. And the updating lineup for the TV tapings that have already happened. The Miracle debuts, probably in a vignette. The Beautiful People versus the Dollhouse World Title Series semifinal match. Lashley versus Ethan Carter III that Lashley won in the pre-tapings. Title Series semifinal match. Matt Hardy versus Eric Young. I believe Matt Hardy won that match, which Lashley goes on to win against Matt Hardy with the help from Ethan Carter III. And they still say that he hasn't been pinned or submitted. King of the Mountain title match. Bobby Roode versus unknown to be determined. World Title Series finals for the vacant world title. I just told you, Lashley versus Matt Hardy for the finals. But we'll see if that was actually taped live or if it's spoiled. Tickets go on sale for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony for January 15th, 2016. The ceremony will be held Saturday, April 2nd, 2016 from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. There is speculation that Vader will be headed to the 2016 Hall of Fame class this year after he posted the following teaser on Twitter. All it does is basically say Hall of Fame 2016. McMahon family was at the Dallas Cowboy game against the Washington Redskins over the weekend at AT&T Stadium. Lillian Garcia, who was absent from last week's Raw, will resume her announcing, as you'll see in the results from San Antonio later in my show here. The results. The Rock was teasing a technology game changer announcement this week on social media, and you can go to Instagram.com. The Rock. Blood, sweat, and respect. The first two you give, the last two you earn. My Under Armour partners deliver a technology game changer announcement this week. Hashtag innovation. Hashtag greater health and performance. Hashtag chase your greatness. When the League of Nations debuted on Raw a few weeks ago, a fan questioned why Kevin Owens wasn't included in the group. With a stable comprised of heel wrestlers from countries outside the United States, it seemed to make sense for the Canadian-born Owens to join. But, since according to a report from PW Insider, that was originally the plan. Kevin Owens was, but that particular week, he was at home sick along with his son for the entire week. So they had to re-script it, as he was slated to be the member of the group. First conceived of, from the WWE creative writers. As I just told you, they became ill and they sent him home. WWE ended up sending Owens home from Raw and the SmackDown tapings as well. With Owens unable to appear on both shows, he was written out of the group's introduction. In the week since the League of Nations was formed, WWE decided to leave him out of the group after all. It's probably not a big loss for him because he's always a selfie. Walk Owens walk. Fight Owens fight. Well, walk Owens walk. The stable, as it currently comprised, Sheamus, as the de facto leader, has little heat with the crowd and likely won't be around for long. Vicky Guerrero's daughter, Shaul Guerrero, has recently got married. And she got married to Matt Raywald, who wrestles as Aiden English in NXT. The two having been engaged, dating back since December of 2014. I'll show you a pic back there. Shaul was also under contract with WWE and wrestled in NXT as Raquel Diaz. Shaul left WWE in 2014. Rumor is that she has returned to NXT. But I think she finished school. Dudley Boys mentioned to the official Twitter account of WWE that if they ever win the WWE Tag Team Championship, they would bring back the old title design. I'll show you a picture of that as well, which WWE has on their website and Twitter from January 2nd, posting which current at WWE Championship do you think needs a redesign? And you can go vote at this link here as well. Bubba Ray Dudley says at WWE Universe, next time we win them, we are bringing back these bad boys back. As you can see in that picture. Natalya and Tyson Kidd were backstage at Saturday night's PWG event. And here's some photos of them back behind me, or beside me, at Kid WWE from January 2nd. Haven't seen this talented individual for 4 years. Saw him briefly tonight, and it was as though we hadn't missed a day with Jack Evans. Natalya said, I love this guy. Jack Evans was one of the first people I learned to wrestle with 14 years ago. He is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers and people. A great friend, too, and I'll post that link for you to see that on her Instagram. Nikki Bella provided an update on her injury via social media. She said that she was undergoing an epidural to her spine today in an attempt to hopefully shrink the bulging disc in her back. Nikki has been out of action since she dropped the Divas Championship to Charlotte several months back. And here's some New Year's photos of some wrestlers, such as Tyson Kidd. He says, with a couple of really good guys and friends ringing in the new year at Chateau Marmiz last night. Of course, Zack Ryder was there with him. Emma was with him. And Emma and Zack were together. Longtime WWE superstar Zack Ryder and WWE diva Emma have decided to go public with their relationship, with the fact that they two are a real life couple. Ryder and Emma have posted several photos of them spending the New Year's Eve holiday together in Los Angeles, California this weekend, as well as a picture of them at a trip to Disney Adventure Park in California on New Year's Day. Also was at the Mrs. New Year's party as well. Zack Ryder last appeared on WWE TV in a Royal Rumble segment on last Monday night's edition of Raw, while Emma has been paired with Dana Brooke, I spoke about earlier in NXT as of late. And speaking of photos of Zack Ryder and Emma, here we go. Right there for you. As Emma posted with my man in the post, kicking off the hashtag NYE festivities in Los Angeles. Cheers! WWE has announced this weekend that Curtis Axel has declared himself entering into the 30-man over-the-top Royal Rumble match, joining Big Show as the only two WWE superstars to officially enter the annual match, which takes place on pay-per-view on Sunday, January 24, 2016 at the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. As you will see in the Raw results, you might have up to 6 or 7 guys in the Royal Rumble now. WWE.com wrote the following about Axel, who is still claiming that he was never eliminated from the 2015 Royal Rumble match because he never entered it, in their Raw 5-point review. With the 2016 Royal Rumble match less than 3 weeks away, the entire WWE universe is buzzing about which superstars will declare their entry into the WWE's iconic over-the-top tradition. Big Show emerged on Raw to become the first competitor in this year's 30-man melee, and we've since learned Curtis Axel, who claims he was never eliminated from last year's Royal Rumble match, will also enter the fray, even though he evidently never left it. Which other superstars will announce their participation in the weeks ahead? Expect more Royal Rumble news on Raw. It may have looked like WWE was in his future, but former TNA Tag Team Champion James Storm will be returning to his old stomping grounds on tomorrow night's Impact Wrestling's live edition. The PW Insider reports that TNA is bringing back Storm for their debut episode of Impact on Pop TV tomorrow night. And thus, I'm believing it's already pre-taped, so he's free to go. And I'll post the photo in just a few seconds, because he's still in a locker room and what have you. Storm, who had been with TNA since their launch in 2002, in June, arrived in Pennsylvania for the Impact taping at the Sands Casino Arena in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Also scheduled for other tapings this week, including a live one-night-only pay-per-view on Thursday evening. Storm's previous TNA contract expired last June. He made several appearances for WWE on NXT. His last WWE appearance on NXT was in November. Storm taped so much content for TNA before his departure that to the average Impact viewer, it may seem like it has been that he has never gone. Supposedly to have a meeting tomorrow, as he said on his comments. Tomorrow, before the TNA taping for live show, and I'll show you his proof of it because he's in the locker room working out. So he says, F4W Online reports that WWE has signed AJ Styles, Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Shinsuke Nakamura. WWE has been interested in signing Nakamura for some time. The talents who were scheduled for New Japan Pro Wrestling reportedly informed New Japan Pro Wrestling booker Gedo that they were finishing up before Wrestle Kingdom 10 this morning. The new SmackDown announced team that will consist of Byron Saxton, Jerry King Lawler, and Mauro Ranallo. And Booker T joins the pre-show from Raw. And don't forget, SmackDown moves to USA Network this Thursday. Congratulations to Nick Aldis and Mickie James, who got married on New Year's Eve. They had gotten engaged December 2014 and posted a link from Mr. Aldis on Instagram and Mickey's account as well. And she says, we tied tonight. Thank you everyone who came to share our night with us and for all the well wishes. Again, Instagram link. Supermodel Kelly Marback will be playing the role of C.J. Anderson, made famous by Pamela Anderson, in the new Baywatch movie starring The Rock and Zac Efron, which will be filming during WrestleMania season. Marback, who recently broke up with Leonardo DiCaprio, was tested by The Rock to make sure she was up for the role. And you can see in the following videos from The Rock's Instagram account. WWE NXT superstars Chad Gable and Jason Jordan have been added to January's WWE main roster live events in New Delhi, India. As noted, WWE NXT rookies Satinder Vedpal and Lovepreet Sangha, who signed 3-year deals back in the summer, will make their in-ring debuts on the same tour, apparently in matches against John Cena and Big Show. Well, now it sounds like they could be facing Gable and Jordan instead, since they're NXT. The Bella Twins and World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns will be appearing on ABC's Good Morning America this coming Thursday. What you've been waiting for? Superstar spoilers. Tyler Breeze versus Jack Swagger was announced. Also, R-Truth and Goldust versus The Ascension with Stardust. And the results were Tyler Breeze defeating Jack Swagger. R-Truth and Goldust defeated The Ascension without Stardust. And Raw opened up with a recap of how tonight's show arrived at Roman Reigns versus Sheamus for the WWE title with Mr. McMahon as special referee. In the arena, Michael Cole introduced the show before Stephanie McMahon's music played to a soft reaction. Stephanie bounced out on stage, but her entrance was suddenly interrupted by the Shield theme to produce WWE World Champion Roman Reigns atop the arena. Coming to the crowd, Reigns and Stephanie continued their respective paths down the ringside, meeting on the floor. She just stood at the barricade where he was hopping over the barricade. Reigns smirked at Stephanie, then walked on past her into the ring. Stephanie eventually followed him like a shadow back into the ring. Well, in the ring, Reigns told Stephanie, I don't think we need you out here. He said this is about him and her dad. Reigns growled toward the entrance ramp that he wants to talk to Vince right now. Steph stepped into Reigns' line of sight, telling him that Vince is not here right now, but he will be here tonight to ref his title match against Sheamus. Reigns said this is not a joke. He said if he loses the WWE title, then he doesn't have a job anymore, and then he can't provide for his family. The crowd was quiet for what came across like a sob story. Reigns said this title is his life and his family. He said no one is taking it away from him. Stephanie then mocked the sob story. Then asked the crowd if they think Roman is going to beat Sheamus tonight. Of course, the crowd cheered. They broke into some yes chants. Stephanie told the crowd all they need to do is hold on to their hope, and they get through the day to day by hoping that something is going to be different. She said hope is not a strategy, and no one competes and wins against Vince McMahon. Stephanie then told Reigns that Vince is the boss and Reigns is the help. Something the people here understand. Stephanie then went on to say when Reigns loses the title to Sheamus tonight, he is going to use Reigns, work him up and down the road, and use up his body until he can't go no more. And when the audience forgets his name, Reigns cuts off Stephanie when she went for after Reigns' father, who told her to worry about his father, but her father. Reigns said that she will be picking up his father from the hospital, not jail if he screws him out of the title tonight. Believe that, Reigns said and dropped the mic. Stephanie told Soul, being stunned, that Reigns keeps talking back to her without the microphone. Announcers are Michael Cole, JBL, Byron Saxton on commentary were shown on camera to react to the promo and switch gears to the Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens feud. On cue, Dean Ambrose's music played. Out he comes, but was not dressed to wrestle, but close to it. Ambrose walked past Reigns and knocked fists on the way to the ring. Cole said Ambrose will be on commentary for Owens versus Neville next. Next Monday, advertised Brock Lesnar is back. Well, he's actually going to be back Friday night. We may get to see him Saturday night. Could it be Suplex City in Bossier? And they played an audio of the crowd chanting Suplex City to prepare for the way for Lesnar's return. In ring, Kevin Owens was introduced to the ring from the break, followed by Neville, who beat Owens in less than 3 minutes last week, setting up a giant beatdown from Owens. To sell the beatdown, Neville came to the ring sporting taped ribs. As soon as the bell sounded, Neville charged Owens with a drop kick, then nailed a flip dive on the floor. Neville was angry, smashed Owens into the barricade on the way back to the ring. Neville landed another drop kick on Owens and rolled to the floor to recover. Neville then measured Owens for a huge shooting star press onto standing Owens on the floor, which barely nailed him. Neville chant broke out as Neville climbed back into the ring, where he was met with a big kick to the injured ribs. The crowd broke into a dueling chant, heading into a commercial break. Back from the break, Neville just barely broke a 10 count back into the ring for the match to continue. Neville now wrestling without the tape on his ribs. Smashed Owens with a kick to the gut. As Owens rested on the outside, Neville balanced himself on the ring apron and nailed a 450 splash right onto the floor, wowing Ambrose on commentary. Back in the ring, Neville put Owens on the top turnbuckle, but Owens slipped underneath him and hung Neville upside down in the corner. Owens then delivered a big cannonball splash to Neville's exposed rib midsection, then snapped off a pop-up powerbomb, and then pinned Owens pinned Neville for the win. The match took 9 minutes 15 seconds. Standout effort from Neville, going all out before taking the loss. Good work from everyone, including Dean Ambrose on commentary. After the match, Ambrose called out Owens on commentary, telling him he knows where to find the IC champion. Owens left ringside, then turned around and walked back to Neville, looking to punish him some more. That brought Ambrose through the ropes with a flying suicide dive onto Owens. but Owens blasted Ambrose toward the other side of the ring side area towards the announcer table. Owens then cleared the announcer table of the monitors, looking to put Ambrose to the table last week, but Ambrose reversed momentum and slammed Owens onto the table himself. Ambrose then flew off the guardrail with a big splash, sending Owens through the table. With nothing but an elbow drop. Ambrose shouted in Owens' ear that if he wants a title shot, he knows where to find him. Ambrose chant broke out from the crowd as Dean held up the title belt to celebrate with the front row fans. Backstage in the parking garage, a limo pulled up in the parking garage to produce Mr. McMahon. JoJo asked Mr. McMahon for comment on what happened last week when he was arrested. McMahon said it's a new year, so why live in the past? Plus, he can afford a really good attorney. He said that's funny because tonight he is the law in the WWE title match. McMahon smirked and stomped off. Go to commercial break. Then back from the break, Primetime Players theme played, but Stardust was in the ring wrestling on the mat while Titus O'Neil prepared to fight. O'Neil beat up Stardust, having a good time doing it. Stardust dropped his pre-match casual attitude and angrily fought back, driving Titus to the mat. Stardust maintained control by targeting Titus's knee, but he lost focus when the crowd taunted him with Cody. And Titus with a clothesline, followed up with a big boot. Clash of Titus followed for the pinfall win. Jovial Titus celebrated with his win in a 4-minute and 16-second match. Coleslaw Company pitched the WWE Network, including a trial month for new subscribers for $9.99, making the Royal Rumble available for free. Backstage segment, Becky Lynch was warming up backstage when Diva Champion Charlotte walked up to her. Charlotte asked Becky if she asked for their match tonight. Becky said no, but she likes the idea of a rematch to see if she can beat Charlotte. Charlotte wasn't so convinced since she already beat her a few weeks ago. Ric Flair walked in from behind and scared her by wooing her right in Becky's ear. The spirit of competition or dirty heel tactics tonight on Raw. In ring, Diva Champion Charlotte was introduced to the ring, flanked by Papa Ric Flair. Meanwhile, Cole saw SmackDown to USA Network this week, and Cole said Byron Saxton will be part of the announcer table, which will replace Booker T, who returned to the Raw pre-show on the WWE Network. Today, Becky Lynch was out to face Charlotte. Friends and former stablemates played it straight up early on with back and forth exchanges. Flair did a strut down the ringside to get into the match. Becky knocked down Charlotte with some aggression. Becky helped her up to get everything cool, but Charlotte exploded on her with forearms until the referee broke it up. Becky angrily fought back as Raw cut to a break. After 8 minutes 55 seconds, coming into the 9 o'clock hour, Becky found herself trapped on Charlotte's shoulders for a potentially devastating move, but Becky wiggled free from it, got a 2 count on and a roll up. Becky landed near the ropes where Ric Flair grabbed Becky's foot. As a distracted referee, Charlotte tried to capitalize by rolling up Becky. Becky reversed and used Flair's tactics, hooking her tights for the 3 count on Charlotte. After the match, Becky celebrated as Flair wildly. Ric Flair flew through his jacket around out of frustration, seeing the tables turn. Charlotte stood up in the background and angrily charged Becky with a knee to the back. Charlotte followed with a beat down as Flair encouraged her to keep it up. Her dad encouraged her to keep it up. And both Flairs left the ring as Becky recovered from her bittersweet win. And the whole thing took 10 minutes, 46 seconds. Apparently, this is a complete heel turn for Charlotte. As WWE keeps Paige out of the picture, the story is more about Charlotte than Becky. So there's 50-50 shot of this turning out with the babyface. Becky realizing she doesn't need to use Flair's own dirty heel tactics to overcome them. Authority is in the office, Mr. McMahon yelling at a backstage worker to just do his job. Sheamus walked in to talk with McMahon about the WWE title match. McMahon wanted to go over some pre-match instructions. No outside interference, no foreign objects, no gouging, no low blows. Above all else, obey his commands. Sheamus was taken aback. May the luck of the Irish be with you. As McMahon smiled, and Sheamus smiled back. Still to come segment, Reigns versus Sheamus, with McMahon as the special referee. In ring, Ryback was introduced to the ring, as Colson noted that Ryback is official for the Royal Rumble in 3 weeks. So now you have 3. Big Show was out for the next rematch from last week's Raw. Ryback knocked Big Show down in the opening seconds, then called for the end, but Big Show pushed him off the ropes and nailed the chokeslam. Big Show then throat pressed Ryback over the top rope for a Royal Rumble elimination teaser. Suddenly, the Wyatt theme interrupted. When the lights come back on, the quartet of Bray, Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan were standing around Ryback at ringside. They proceeded to beat down Ryback with no bell sounding for the disqualification finish, while Big Show watched from the ring with hands on his hips. Show wasn't sure whether to enjoy his opponent being dismantled or be mad about them interrupting his match. Braun applied his lame bear hug squeeze on Ryback, then stood over him on the floor. Suddenly, the Wyatts directed their attention towards Big Show. Bray told the other members to surround the ring. Quartet surrounded Big Show, who remained standing in the middle of the ring. Well, was this a ploy to get him to join the faction? Of course not. Big Show decided to attack before being attacked on him. Then he came face to face with the bug-eyed Strowman. Big Show got caught up in a showdown and was blindsided by the other Wyatts. The Wyatts left Show out cold in the ring. Bray then stopped to yell at the crowd that they are war, death, and pestilence. Bray said at the Royal Rumble match they will ride and the others will all fall down. The henchman held up upside down 4 fingers as Raw cut to a break. No result in a 1-minute-and-20-second match by interruption. So I guess it was no contest. Back from the break, generic League of Nations. Music produced Rusev and U.S. champion Alberto Del Rio for a tag match. Lana did not accompany Rusev for official league business. Meanwhile, Coleslaw plugged Brock Lesnar at the Toyota Center in Houston for this Friday night's live event. Usos were then introduced as the league's opponents. We'll start to the match with the 2 teams playing games in the neutral corner, drawing over the referee to get the 2 teams on each side of the ring. Meanwhile, the crowd noticed Lana's absence. Chanting, "We want Lana," Rusev and Del Rio slowed the pace, isolating Jimmy. Then Jay came in with a top rope double axe handle smash. The Hills used their numbers, though, and Rusev suplexed Uso off the top rope to the mat. Raw cut to a commercial with the league in control. Back from the break, Rusev landed a standing drop kick to Uso, which was a low belly blow. Meanwhile, the chant for Lana picked up again, then quickly faded out. Del Rio and Rusev continued to work over Jay, who finally surprised Rusev with a Samoa drop. Jimmy got a hot tag and nearly accidentally pinned Del Rio, who kicked out right at 3. Yeah, I was counting 3 myself when the referee only said 2. Jimmy followed up and sold it out, arguing with the referee. It was 3 count. Well, he followed up with a kick to the head before going up to the top, but Del Rio cut him off and hung him upside down in the corner. Del Rio wanted his 2-foot stomp, but Uso ducked. Super kick to Del Rio, tag to Jay, and top rope superfly splash. But Rusev broke up the pin. After chaos broke out, Del Rio grabbed Jay and posted him shoulder first on the ring post. Del Rio then hit a double foot stomp to the shoulder and pinned him for the win. The match took 21 seconds. Del Rio looked good in the second half of the match after his start out as subtraction by addition. Del Rio and Rusev are just better singles wrestlers. Also of note, no sign of John Cena after Del Rio retained the U.S. title over Cena with a disqualification loss last week. After a commercial break, Dolph Ziggler was introduced in the ring. He said a promo. Dolph Ziggler entered himself into the Royal Rumble, making himself the fourth member of the Royal Rumble. Heath Slater's music hit, and out comes Slater, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and Adam Rose. So now you got 8 people in there. You got Heath Slater, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and Adam Rose. Apparently it's Superstars and Main Event invading Raw. Tired of being relegated to the prelims. Crowd didn't know what to think to make of the lower card guys hanging around ringside as Slater tried to match Ziggler move for move in the ring. Ziggler then rolled up Slater for the 2 count as the crowd remained quiet. Well, this is an impromptu match. As they did get a referee, Slater went for some sort of weird standing move, which Dolph turned into a roll up for a 2 count. Dolph followed up with a leaping elbow drop. Meanwhile, Bo made some strange bird noises off camera from ringside. Keeping the crowd quiet, the announcers didn't know what to do with this match as Slater slowed the pace with rudimentary wrestling. Dolph finally had enough and snapped off a DDT. And Dolph went HBK style, and Shawn Michaels tuning up the band, which brought Rose on the apron. Dolph was distracted, got rolled up by Slater for the pin and the win. Slater won the match in 4 minutes 36 seconds. Man, that was bad. The group is self-acknowledged as lame. Slater has regressed in the ring, and Dolph is just a guy now. The crowd didn't care. Only a 3-hour Raw era or the end of WCW would something like this make care. After the match, Slater celebrated on the stage with his new friends. Adam Rose growled into the microphone, and he's more like doing a little gay type of thing on Slater's butt and what have you. He kept on saying, ready to ride, ready to ride, ready to ride. Curtis Axel didn't know what to think of Rose, so he grabbed the mic from him and shouted that the chains are off. Bo calmed him down, then tried to inspire, talking about standing together as one. And then Slater grabbed the mic and called them their new faction, social outcasts, and as he's leaving, Bo comes back on and says, Bo, leave! Stone Cold Plug is Stone Cold Steve Austin interviews Ric Flair for next week's After Raw segment. For WWE Network, SmackDown Plug, Dean Ambrose defends the IC title against Kevin Owens on SmackDown. Plus, Becky Lynch gets a title match against Charlotte for the Divas title on this Thursday's home of you on the USA Network. Back in the locker room, Mr. McMahon walked up to Roman Reigns, who a few hours ago growled about wanting a piece of Mr. McMahon. Now he backed down as McMahon told him the pre-title match rules against Sheamus. As described earlier, in-ring segment, New Day's music played to produce the tag team champions. Big E talked on the way to the ring about 2016 being a magical year. And it all starts tonight when they break Kalisto and the Dudleys. Xavier Woods spoke that they are going to recreate Mike Tyson falling down on a hoverboard. People on the front row in the background just hung their heads and as the skit went on. Kofi Kingston then presented a present on the video screen. Eventually, a countdown clock started. Well, generic clock started as it got down to the 4. And then immediately, when it got to 3, everybody knew it was Jericho returning because he was announced before Raw that he was there. Backstage. And it didn't do the bonk, bonk, bonk type of thing. But when it got down to 3, then it hit. Lights go out, and Jericho appears. Suddenly, the clock was interrupted by Chris Jericho. Coleslaw welcomed everyone to 2016 as Jericho emerged on stage in street clothes, looking tired, with a scraggly beard, light-up jacket, vest, and jeans. From the stage, Jericho pointed toward the New Day and then the crowd, which needed some urging to pick up the Y2J chant. Jericho welcomed everyone to Raw is Jericho! He said he is Chris Jericho, the party host, and one of the most charismatic showmen in WWE history. Jericho did his routine to a light reaction, then noted he has returned to WWE 16 years later to save the WWE. Jericho said all the WWE business metrics need a boost. Flashing back to his August 1999 promo we highlighted a week ago, New Day claimed that they already saved WWE, but Jericho said WWE needs some saving. So he is entering the Royal Rumble, making it 9-man in. Jericho continued to try to recreate the WWF Raw debut promo opposite The Rock, very similar to when he did the camera swap around here in Bossier City. Because I was live at that show, getting ready for WrestleMania. Actually getting ready for a Rumble. Very similar to it. New Day claimed that they were all, I think, New Day claimed that they already saved WWE, but Jericho said that they need some saving. Okay, so he is entering the Royal Rumble. Jericho continued to try to recreate the Raw debut again. Behind the scenes and the production truck on notice, Jericho said that things will never, and he waited, put the mic to the crowd, ever. He kept on doing it like 3 or 4 times. Ever. Crowd goes, ever be the same again. Back for the break, New Day was still hanging out in the ring. Luther Dragon's music produced Kalisto after WWE highlighted Sin Cara and being injured last week, injuring his shoulder separation. The Dudleys were out next to join Kalisto. Meanwhile, Coleslaw announced Dean Ambrose on ESPN News, the Sports Center, tomorrow with the coach. And we get New Day versus Kalisto and the Dudleys. 6-man tag. Xavier and Kalisto started the match, but Xavier shouted that he wants Bubba Ray. Kalisto obliged as Coleslaw referred to the events on SmackDown where Xavier went through a table. Xavier landed a chop, which Bubba shook off. Bubba then smacked Xavier hard across the chest, bringing in Kofi, who also got slapped across the chest. Bubba dominated Kofi too and delivered a delayed vertical suplex. Kalisto tagged in as the crowd chanted for tables, which would not exactly work in this match setting. Suddenly, New Day spilled out of the ring, needed to set up a pre-commercial spot. Bubba picked up Kalisto and tossed him out of the ring, splashing all 3 New Day members as they go to a commercial break. Back from the break, action picked up with the wrestlers in and out of the ring from both sides. Xavier tripped Kalisto from outside, allowing Big E to land a big belly-to-belly suplex, a big belly splash on Kalisto as he hung across the ring apron. Big E celebrated while Kalisto sold the injured ribs on the floor. Back inside the ring, Kalisto fought back against the tag team champions. Finally made the hot tag to Devon, back elbow smasher to Xavier, then a flying shoulder tackle. Kobe wanted some action, so Devon dropped him with a spine buster. Suddenly, Xavier tried to roll up Devon, but he kicked out. Then tagged in Bubba. Bubba smashed each New Day member, tribute to Dusty Rhodes in Texas, and hit the full Nelson slam on Xavier. Elbow. But Big E broke up the pin. Kalisto knocked Big E out of the ring, then tried a suicide dive, but Big E caught him in midair, slammed him into the guardrail. Back inside the ring, the Dudleys wanted what's up on Kofi, but they waited too long. Xavier blocked it. Chaos broke out. Then Kofi and Big E combined for the double team finisher on Devon for the pinfall and the win. 16-minute, 37-second match. WWE title match is up next. Interesting that there have been no signs of John Cena. Brock Lesnar returns next week. Again, segment. Announcers Michael Coleslaw and company hyping the WWE Network launching in Japan. Today, the day after New Japan's Tokyo Dome show, with NXT being such an important part of the WWE Network, WWE needs more Japanese stars, which is why they recruited Kenta, aka Hideo Itami, and are now locked in on big 3 New Japan star Shinsuke Nakamura video package. When WWE went back to last week when Mr. McMahon was arrested, they booked Reigns against Sheamus for the WWE title with himself as special referee. Back inside the ring, Mr. McMahon introduced himself as a special referee for the main event title match. McMahon went sleeveless with a sleeveless zebra shirt, referee shirt, to put his veins on display underneath pasty skin. McMahon directed Lillian Garcia, introducing him. Then McMahon raised his arm in the air and put on a goofy facial expression. McMahon paced the ring as Raw cuts to a commercial break. Commercial break at 10 minutes and 42 seconds. Coleslaw reiterated the Continental title and Divas title matches set for SmackDown on USA, debuting this Thursday night. Back inside the ring, McMahon proudly flexes nasty-looking arms like a heel. Then Sheamus' music played to bring out the challenger. Sheamus posed in the ring to McMahon's approval. Then the crowd went quiet after a pause. The Shield's music played to bring out World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns to the crowd. Reigns slowly marched down to ringside, then entered the ring as McMahon welcomed him. Lillian Garcia handled formal ring introductions. Hardly any reaction for Sheamus. Then a light but positive reaction for Reigns. Before the bell sounded, McMahon asked for the title belt. Reigns played games with him, teasing it to him, chuckling to himself, laughing along. McMahon eventually got into a tug of war, so Sheamus blasted Reigns from behind, and then McMahon called for the bell to start the match. Sheamus went for a pinfall within 20 seconds of the match. McMahon fast countered a near fall. Sheamus and Reigns then blasted each other out of the ring. Both hold on the floor as McMahon stood inside the ring watching, not even counting. McMahon then walked across the ring, pretending to express a concern to the timekeeper as Sheamus picked up the ring steps and smashed Reigns with stairs. And actually, Sheamus told McMahon something to go do something. Well, he did. Well, McMahon turned back around to chat with Sheamus as Raw cut to a break. Back from the break, McMahon was enjoying watching Sheamus wear down Reigns. Sheamus then lined up Reigns for a forearm strike to the back. And McMahon savored each blow. Reigns fought back with uppercuts, then walked into a super hold, but Reigns countered with a backdrop. McMahon yelled at Sheamus to fight back as Reigns went on the offense. Reigns nailed a 2-foot drop kick. Sheamus head into a Samoan drop. Then McMahon very slowly counted to 2 on a pin attempt. Reigns angrily glared towards McMahon, then powered Sheamus to the mat. Reigns had a pin. Sheamus remained pinned. And McMahon suddenly had an eye problem, something in his eye contact, as Mr. McMahon said. As he was screaming it so loud, McMahon then asked for some eye drops. Then Reigns slowly stood up and contemplated retaliating, but opted to hit Sheamus with a Superman punch. McMahon didn't even count on that pin attempt. Coleslaw reset as Reigns slowly stood up to face McMahon. Reigns seethed Then they set up an awkward deal where Reigns nailed McMahon with a Superman punch. Reigns avoided the Brogue Kick, then nailed a spear on Sheamus. Reigns covered Sheamus, but McMahon was KO'd. Reigns yelled for another referee to show up, but no one came out. Meanwhile, Sheamus rolled out of the ring, where he got punished again by Reigns. Reigns then saw McMahon wake up in the ring. Reigns climbed back into the ring and pushed down McMahon before Mr. McMahon could leave. Reigns stalked Mr. McMahon. Then he grabbed him around the throat. Reigns started to lose control of himself. Then Stephanie McMahon's music played. Stephanie bounced down to the stage, concerned about her dad's well-being, yelling at him that you're hit. At Reigns not to do anything to her father. Meanwhile, McMahon got up. So Reigns shoved Vince in. When Stephanie got on the apron, Reigns shoved Mr. McMahon onto Stephanie, bouncing both of them off the ropes. Vince sliding onto the ring apron. Stephanie bouncing herself inside the ring, landing her butt person onto the ring. As the crowd applauds, Reigns then stalked Stephanie out of the ring. Vince got up to the other side of the ring. Then Reigns went for the big spear on Vince, but Sheamus smashed him with a kick to the head. Sheamus then Brogue kicked Reigns and pinned him. But McMahon struggled to move his arm to make a count or something. Suddenly, an old authority referee, Scott Armstrong, ran down. Apparently, he's hired back and countered a near fall from Sheamus. Armstrong freaked out when he did not register a 3. Apologized to Sheamus. Reigns then knocked out Armstrong as McMahon continued to sail on the floor. Another referee, John Cone, then ran down to the ring as Reigns speared Sheamus and covered him. Cone registered a 3 count for Reigns to get the win. 18 minutes 20 seconds. Reigns won, retained the world title. A lot of smoke and mirrors to this one, including several incredibly awkward McMahon moments for the tape library. After the match, McMahon checked on his jaw on the floor while Stephanie checked on him. Vince then punched out referee John Cone, which was a very weak punch after all, more like a slap. Referee just hold it. McMahon then took the mic and sarcastically said, "There's the champion, Roman Reigns." He said Reigns will defend the WWE title next at Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and said it will be inside the Royal Rumble match against 29 other wrestlers. Alongside Flair, Charlotte smirked. Then Reigns winced in pain as the announcement and effects of the match against Sheamus settled in. Raw signed off the air at 9 minutes past the top of the hour. No John Cena on Raw, and he was not really promoted much for the SmackDown debut on USA Network either for this Thursday. And that concludes my results for this week. Raw. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on the video. By the way, if you don't know, just call me brothers and sisters.